Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another comic book review. Today we're going to be looking at Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong number 2. There's been no changes to the team on this one whatsoever, and there's been no changes to anything else around this at the moment. So let's just jump into the story aspect. We'll talk about it. So, well, actually before that, I do want to say that I don't really like this cover. I don't know if there was any other covers. I didn't really bother looking at them, but I really don't like this one. It feels very childish. Like I don't know, like I like the effects on it, but the way that Godzilla is drawn maybe just doesn't work for me. And I think that's just because I've never seen Godzilla in anything besides a live action movie where it's like it basically looks like a giant crocodile, and I think that's cool. And this doesn't really look like that. This looks more like a dinosaur, and I don't like, something about it just doesn't jive with me the way that, you know, what I've seen it before looks like does, right? So maybe that was ridiculous, I don't know, but I don't like the cover. So yeah, moving on. So the story opens with Superman versus Godzilla. They're kind of in a small scuffle, and then Superman loses the scuffle, which is kind of interesting, and there has been no explanation as to why Superman has to fight Godzilla. My understanding of the legendary Monsterverse is that Godzilla is feeling threatened by the presence of Superman, who is a immensely strong, like alpha level being, right? Which is the same situation that happens with Ghidorah in one of the earlier legendary movies. So I'm guessing that's why it's reacting the way it is to Superman. And when Superman tries to talk to it, it understands, or it seems like it understands, but it chooses to engage Superman anyways. And because Superman is unprepared, he basically loses this exchange, right? The Flash shows up to evacuate the building that Superman crashed into, and then we transition off to another scene. What happens here is that we see the rest of the League has been deployed. This is the League including its reserves, so we get to see Shazam and people like that. And basically, all of this is to set up information and exposition for the rest of the story. Specifically, there's 3 other Titans that have shown up. One of them went to Themyscira, one of them went to Gotham, of course, and I can't remember where the other one went. I think it might have been Coast City or Central City. I can't remember. I think it is one of the coastal cities. I'm not really sure, but I don't remember. But the point is, it does end, like, there are 3 different monsters, and they're all in 3 different locations that lead to a specific member of the League, right? And Superman is back with Godzilla, and he's kind of trying to talk to it and installing it and trying to fight it. Then we transition over to the Bat family, who have deployed across Gotham. They're getting ready to fight this monster, this Titan, which of course looks like a bat because it should. And I like this moment of exposition that they have here, where they mention that this bat looks like a Mesoamerican legend. I'm not familiar with the legend, but the fact that they managed to find something that can, you know, be used like a real life thing that can inspire this Titan is very cool, because most of the other Titans are basically inspired by some sort of legend, some mythology thing, right? And so the fact that they found a Mesoamerican one that fit this bat design is very cool. I really appreciated that. So I found that to be fun. And so while the Bat family is deploying, Diana and Green Arrow find themselves a new island. They're flying towards Themyscira. Green Arrow tagged along with Diana, and they're flying, and they see that there's this new island, which I'm guessing is Skull Island, and they land there to survey the issue. What happens here is that Green Arrow stays here because it's basically what he does. He's always on an island, especially after the Arrow show made that a very popular thing about his story. And he stays there. Diana continues on to Themyscira, and then we get to see the baddies have a chat. I don't remember the specifics. At this point, it's been like 3 weeks since I read this, and so I'm only going off my broad notes here. So yeah, I don't remember what happens, but basically the bad guys are talking about, you know, what the fuck is going on in order to show us, you know, what their plan is, right? And I didn't find it to be very interesting, so that's why I don't remember it. But then we get to see Superman and Hawkgirl fighting with Godzilla. Hawkgirl is trying to beat it with her club thing, with her Morning Star, and it's not really doing anything. It doesn't even feel it, or it feels it very vaguely, but it only very lightly reacts to it, and it's not really working. Then we transition off back to the Bat family, where the Bat monster is being chased by Batwoman and Batman, each of them in a jet. And then we get to see that that's not working either. Red Hood is acting like a dumbass and a loser in this, what's it called, in this crossover. And I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. I feel like it feels really stupid for someone of Red Hood's caliber to do this, especially someone of the Bat family. And it only feels like he did it just to piss off Batman. And ultimately, I'm not really sure that he would do that because of the fact that it would destroy Gotham if he fucks around. And that's exactly what happens. He fucks around and Gotham is in danger. And thankfully, everyone else manages to stop it because Black Canary shows up, which is interesting. I really like that addition of her. And then Cyborg shows up. And they manage to combine her powers with Cyborg's technology in order to emit this giant sound wave that knocks out the Bat monster. And so the first group that downs a Titan is, of course, the Bat family, because why wouldn't they? And I really like this fight. I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. It worked out really, really well. We return to Godzilla, who's battling Superman and Hawkgirl. Shazam shows up, and he brings down the lightning, or the thunder, I guess. And Supes and Godzilla have a standoff. And I think it's funny because Shazam is there, and he's like the one that says, "Oh, look, they're having a standoff. What the heck? They're evenly matched." And I think it's funny. I think it works, but it really highlights the kind of ridiculousness of this crossover, where it's like neither of these guys can lose. This is like a Rock and Vin Diesel kind of situation where they have to be equally able, or there's got to be problems, right? And the fact that Shazam says it out loud is really ridiculous, but it works. It's funny. I liked it. And so Shazam breaks down the thunder, breaks the stalemate, and actually Superman gets hurt because the way that Shazam managed to bring down that much power was by transforming on top of Godzilla's head. And so he becomes Billy Batson. Superman, in desperate attempt to save him, takes Godzilla's nuclear ray on his back, and he ends up on the ground. Billy Batson next to him, and well, it looks like Superman died. Of course, he did not, but we'll have to see what happens. And I like that Godzilla wins in the exchange for the whole book, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, because if Kong's going to show up, who's going to fight Kong? And then how are they going to team up, all three of them, to fight a bigger monster? Like, what is a bigger threat to all three of these characters that exist in the Monsterverse? Are they going to make up a new monster? Or are they going to have, like, Ghidorah and King Ghidorah and, Mechagodzilla all show up together and have, like, a 3-on-1 fight? Or are they going to introduce that new Scar character from the upcoming Godzilla movie? New Kingdom, I think is what it's called. The American one that comes out next year in March, I think. I'm not really sure how they're going to balance that, but I am excited about it. I don't think that this issue was that bad. I honestly don't know if it was better or worse than the first one, though. But this is not proving to be as exciting as I was hoping it to be. And I think that honestly is something I should have thought about before, because it's really hard to make a giant monster something that people can fight without another giant monster, or without, mechs. And I really feel like they should have made a DC Mechs versus Godzilla crossover instead of the normal Justice League versus the Godzilla character, right? Now, I'm guessing they didn't do this because, as far as I understand it, DC Mechs was kind of a failed experiment, and it didn't really work out. However, I do remember seeing some of the covers, and I liked them. So I do think I'm going to track down that trade. But I don't know. I'm not really sure if it's good or not. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Godzilla versus the Justice League, issue 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought down below, and thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.